So I remember they used to take me out of class and they used to put me in a resource class. But I came back from that class and there was this girl who we sat down on the carpet, and I think, and this was again grade one, maybe grade two, sat back down on the carpet, and this one girl turns to me and she's like, the reason why you're in that class is because you're stupid, right? And I remember that stigma, and it always carried with me, and there was always this sort of like underlying anxiety for me of whether or not I was like stupid, and that was always very difficult to have carry that stigma, knowing that I needed that support for my IEP, especially when I got older. It still stuck with me. My name's Adam Darcy. My pronouns are he and him. I'm currently a teacher with the Toronto District School Board, where I have been for the last 6 years. Ultimately, when I was in grade 9, I went back to my grade 8 teacher. And even though she was the one that recommended for me to go into applied courses, I told her I really wanted to start taking academic. And I remember she looked at me and she's like, look, I think you should become a teacher, because if you want to go into academic, you know how it feels to struggle in a classroom and to have an IEP, and you can really empathize with those kids because you were one of those students. And from that point, I really wanted to be a teacher. I show them my IEP at some point throughout the year. And I let them know that just because they have an IEP, that doesn't mean that they're quote unquote stupid. Because they get extra support doesn't mean they're quote unquote stupid, or because they get accommodations or modifications. It doesn't have anything to say about their intelligence. It's just another way to support them. And I let them know that I received all those accommodations and modifications since grade 1, and it helped me to get to where I am today. Sometimes it worked to my benefit and sometimes it didn't. When we talk about getting extra support, that was a huge benefit to me. And I don't think I'd be where I am today without those teachers and without getting that support. But simultaneously, I do felt that that IEP worked against me, where I had barriers put in front of me, all the way from grade 8 to grade 12, where I was streamed into the applied courses. I remember like getting that option sheet and not knowing what to pick, applied or academic, and having no information about either one, except for kids on like the schoolyard saying one is where you're quote unquote stupid, one was where you're quote unquote smart. At the end of the day, I remember thinking like I have to take applied. And I remember feeling so down on myself, and feeling that, these are a group of students, a tier of students that were going to be more successful than I was. I always had to make myself worthy of being here, because in my mind, I wasn't meant to be here. I look back at that now and I'm like, no, I was worthy to be there, because the entire time I had the potential to be successful in those courses. I do wish now that, as much as I had an IEP and I did get extra support, I do wish that in those applied classes, for instance, they give students more support. Things such as smaller class sizes, things such as being able to give teachers, even for myself, more professional development on things such as anti-Black racism. I think those are extremely important now, so that students who are coming from marginalized communities don't have to face those same barriers that students have faced in Ontario for now decades. It's funny because in so many areas of life, I realize that, pencils have erasers and there's things that can change, and that you can always, if you make a mistake, you can always undo it. And I think it's so unfortunate that in the education system here on Ontario, it's so difficult to erase going from starting an applied and trying to go academic. Never let yourself get down because of that applied academic distinction, because at the end of the day, it means absolutely nothing. Being in one stream or another doesn't mean that one student is better than another. It doesn't mean that you're quote unquote stupid, as I think many students have that perception of the applied stream. It's just an unfortunate systemic issue that exists in Ontario's education system. Ultimately, though, I would advise any student, including myself, Really do your best, work as hard as you can, especially if you're in that applied stream, to get out. And if there's ever a situation where there is a barrier where you want to change and you want to go from applied to academic, don't take no for an answer. Especially if you're successful in a class, don't take no for an answer. Advocate for yourself, ask for more support or more resources, but never take no for an answer.